Coming to you live from Darshan Studios, it's Zinc Comics Exposition with your host, Brian Payne. That's me. We now join Pirate Radio Theater, already in progress. Hello? Anybody there? Hello?
Welcome. Come in for a spell. Bonjour. I am Madame La Corbeau.
Madam, I'm in need of help. Are you actually psychic?
You must see for yourself. Please have a seat, sir. I see a lifeless body lying in a pool of blood in the street.
Can you tell who murdered this man? I must know the shooter's identity. What else do you see, madam?
The face of the face of the killer is hidden. The vision is unclear. Did you ever hear tell of the faceless ghosts in Japanese legend known as the Nopera Bow?
No, I don't think so. Why do you ask? Is a ghost responsible for my murder? Did this dead man fall victim to evil spirits?
It seems unlikely, but anything is possible. When a person dies in a violent manner, they can come back with a vengeance. The revenant returns to see justice done. I think that you are the faceless ghost of the dead body I saw in my spirit ball. You're a phantom detective trying to solve your own murder. Take a look in the mirror. Tell me, what do you see?
My face. I have no face. I am dead. I died, but returned with the secrets of the dead and the knowledge that beyond the veil, the blue lives, the blue call.
Darshan is the blessing which flows from the mere sight of a saint. Darshan is derived from the Sanskrit word darsana, meaning sight, vision, or appearance. Darshan refers to the beholding of a holy person, sacred object, natural phenomenon, or deity, especially in image form. Darshan implies a mutual interaction between the viewer and the perceived object or being. Although it requires nothing more than the performance of seeing, darshan is considered a powerful form of worship and process of spiritual fulfillment. Darshan may occur in the home, for example, in front of an altar with a picture of a deity. It may also occur in a site of worship or a visualized setting during meditation. Darshan is often bestowed by a guru to his follower at his hermitage. Often a pilgrim, the viewer receives a divine blessing.
Welcome to tonight's program. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm joined tonight by my lovely wife and the vibrant velvet voice of Skywalker Payne. Hello, Sky.
Hi, husband. How are you doing?
I'm okay. This week we read a comic book. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
This is the magic life of Milarepa, Tibet's great yogi. And it was written by Eva Van Dam, published by Shambhala in 1991. So this is a special book because Shambhala is closed. They stopped the business a few years back. So it'd be hard to get this book. And I really like it because it tells the life, the story of this yogi, of this Tibetan, and she does it as a comic book. And it's really nice art. I like the art, and I know the story, and Milarepa's a well known yogi throughout Tibet and Tibetan culture.
Okay, this is one comic that you had actually and turned me on to for a change. Usually it's the other way around. Eva Van Dam is a more or less a painter. Um, I think predominantly, but she did spend time in living in Nepal and does a lot of paintings uh, with Tibetan themes. And I like her comics because she uses these really intricate design panel borders a lot, and I really like that. And um, it was a good comic. It was too short, I thought. They kind of uh, jumped from one spot to the other, but I'm not familiar with the story, so I guess I was kind of hoping for more. But I thought it was really well done. One thing I thought was funny was Kulong. It's on that map. Do you know? It's someplace in Tibet, and I never realized they talk about Kulong, and I never realized before. But in the comic book Iron Fist, the secret hidden kingdom that he goes and learns martial arts in is Kunlun. So obviously they knew a little bit of the Tibetan map.
Yeah,
Um, I also found it funny that his mother wanted him to learn black magic to kill the family's enemies. At the beginning, he's learning. He's not on a spiritual quest so much as trying to learn black magic. Am I correct on that?
yeah. It was revenge because his family was wronged. And the whole thing, and the reason Buddhism came to Tibet and it flourishes because they have a lot of black magic and evil spirits were real strong in Tibet. And so when his family, or what happened was when the her husband died, they lost their wealth, and the family that was supposed to take care of them treated them very poorly. And so she wanted revenge, and that's what she sent her son off to do, was to learn black magic. And he did. Now, and what's interesting, the way she tells it in this book is that the black magic kind of happened magically, that he wasn't there. In other books, I've read that he actually did murder lots of people
Uh,
as part
this,
of the
and
revenge.
Milarepa is a fairly famous. I mean, he's a historical figure, correct?
Yes, he was a real man.
Yeah.
And so what happens is, after he's murdered all these people, he starts to feel guilty, and eventually and so then he goes to seek spiritual training and to make up for his sins. And that's when he meets his teacher, who's Marpa, who's well known, and he makes him go through a whole lot of changes, building buildings, tearing them down, carrying rocks to build buildings, and Marpa tears them down, and he keeps on and on and on until he finally starts to teach Milarepa. But in the book, you can't tell, but it's years that Milarepa worked for Marpa before he got any spiritual teachings, which only made sense because Milarepa had murdered all these people. So he had to do something to clear up his karma. So the first part of it was just doing the physical work. But even after he got the teachings, he went into meditation and did all kinds of austerities, and he actually gets to the point where he's sitting in the caves and he doesn't even have any food, but he sits and meditates long enough, and eventually he gains enlightenment, and he does become a great Buddhist teacher himself.
Yeah, when he's eating nothing but yentl soup, he gets a body, and they say like a skeleton covered with greenish hair, and he's depicted with kind of as a green character too. And I was thinking of the Green Monk, which is an old no, Green Llama, or is it Green Monk? Green Llama. It was an old comic book character from like the 20s that again had kind of a Tibetan origin where he learned magic from, much like Milarepa. And so did Doctor Strange in the Doctor Strange comic, and
Mm-hmm.
so does the Shadow. Now they're different. They're not always Tibet, but it's always kind of implied. And I have to think, what was that movie where the guy goes to Tibet after being in the war? Bill Murray did a remake of it. Anyway, I have to think that the original one is when Tibet became kind of known to the public, uh, no, became public knowledge, and that's why there was the Green Llama, the Shadow, Doctor Strange in rapid secession.
Yeah, because it was a long time before people could actually get into Tibet just because of the mountains. And it was always, it was always secret and mysterious. But like you said, at the beginning of the 1900s and into the 1910s and 20s, and after the World War One, more people were able to travel over there. And I think, and what you're saying is true. Because there's Blavatsky, there was another European woman, there were more people, and interestingly, a few women from Europe who went to Tibet, and then they wrote books, and so things, filtered down.
Correct. One thing I found funny was he was flying in the book at one point, and but then when he died, they told him he was taking poison, but he went ahead and did that. What's the story there? Do you know?
Well, it's the same. Um, why did he say? The Buddha died the same way.
He was poisoned as well?
And I don't know if someone poisoned him or if it was the food that poisoned him, but he died from poison also.
Okay.
And I'm trying to figure out, I couldn't remember.
Well, that's okay. It's just they told him he was drinking poison, and he went ahead and did it.
Yeah, because of this jealous teacher.
Oh, okay. So it was like
Yeah.
a rivalry of some.
Yeah,
Okay,
right. It was.
okay. Kind of like the Gandhi rift in a way.
Um, yeah, kind of. But he was already, because the thing about high lamas and high teachers, they can live as long or as short as they choose. And he lived a long time, and he was ready to pass on anyhow. I think that's part of it, because some llamas live into their 80s, but a lot of them have died in their 60s or younger. But he he had lived a long life, and so he chose to take it.
Well, that was our book report this week. We're going to be Sky and I recently bought Tezuka's 8-volume Buddha series, and we're going to be reading that and discussing that on the show as well. I hope that a few of you will join in. We had some technical difficulties, so I had sent out a link and invited a few people, but we had to. This is take 2 of the program today, so uh, no one is going to show up today. But in the future, I hope to have some guests and some lively conversation on here as well. But in the meantime, that ends another episode of Exposition. And until next time, don't forget, think zinc.